The final preparations are being put into place for the 37th World Youth Day beginning tomorrow in Portugal. The theme for the global gathering is Mary Arose and went with haste. Hundreds of thousands of young people are gathering in Portugal. The Holy Father arrives on Wednesday. The event originally was scheduled for last year, but was moved because of the coronavirus pandemic. EWTN News Vatican Correspondent Colm Flynn joins us now from Portugal. Colm, so great to see you. I know that you just arrived on the ground there. Kind of give us a scene setter, if you will. And also, is the city starting to fill up with young people?
Tracy, a very good evening from beautiful Lisbon, the Portuguese capital. And yes, you're right. We've been here for around 2 days, and already people are starting to arrive from all over the world. Now, officially, World Youth Day kicks off tomorrow and goes on until the 6th. But when we went around, we were meeting people from almost every continent who are coming here, and we still have much more to come. Because officially, the organisers are saying that 300,000 people have registered. But we know from previous World Youth Days, for every one who registers, they expect another 2 to turn up as well. People who come at the last minute or register at the last minute. So organisers told me today that they expect across the week there could be anywhere up to 900,000, maybe 1 million young people descending on the Portuguese capital. I think the overall feeling is one of sheer anticipation and excitement. And in fact, we went out this morning, Tracy, with our cameras to talk to some of the young people, and here's just a flavour of what we experienced.
Okay, we have come here, everyone for its own reason, but as a group, to be together, to meet people from all around the world.
World Youth Day is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to encounter the Pope and just to be able to do this pilgrimage and with community members.
What are you looking forward to the most? What are you in particular excited about?
I'm excited about getting in contact with Jesus and living the journey.
Living the dream.
Yes.
God bless Africa. God bless the Papa. God bless the Lisbon.
Africa.
Oh, that is so wonderful, Colm. I mean, you really can feel the excitement here, even in the studio. I know you've been meeting the young people on the streets over the past 2 days. So what have they been telling you about what they're hoping?
You know what? A mix of so many reasons why they're here, Tracy. You saw in that clip the beautiful young people from Singapore, and they told me even though they were so tired and just off a long flight, we met them when they had just come from the airport. The first thing they did was they went to adoration, such as the depth of their faith. The young man from Brazil, he said to me when I asked him, why are you here? He said, I want to get closer to Jesus Christ. And he said in his words, then I'll be living the dream, which I thought was an amazing way to put it. We met people from Africa, from Togo, from the Ivory Coast, from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the Pope went last year, to Kinshasa.
Yeah, and I know they're all waiting to see Pope Francis. So when does he arrive, and what are expected to be, his schedule highlights?
Well, of course, that's another thing all the young people said, Tracy, was they cannot wait to meet the Holy Father, Pope Francis. Because, sometimes we take it for granted working in the Rome office that we see Pope Francis quite regularly at the Vatican. We cover it on TV all the time. But for many young Catholics across the world, they would only ever see Pope Francis on their mobile phone or on their TV screen. So the fact that they're going to see him here in the flesh, he'll be celebrating with them Mass, is a huge thing for all these Catholics. He arrives on Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 2nd. He will meet the President and Prime Minister of Portugal, all the official dignitaries, which is normal for a big papal event like this. And then the next day, Thursday, he's going to hear confession from many young people right here in the centre of Lisbon. And by the way, Tracy, many of those confessional boxes, the wooden ones, they were made in some of Portugal's prisons. After that, he'll go on to meet people who work in various charities, helping those most in need in Portugal, which of course is something so close to Pope Francis's heart. On Friday, he will have the Way of the Cross. Saturday, he will go to the Shrine of Fatima, and that will be such a wonderful event, which we'll be covering on EWTN as well. Sunday, he will have his final Mass with all the young people before departing and heading back to the Vatican in Rome. So that is the official schedule. There may be some other things in there as well, Tracy. One thing I have to mention is that this has been a kind of a bittersweet year for the Catholic Church and Catholics here in Portugal, because on one hand you have World Youth Day, a joyous, young event of celebration. But Portugal also had their first big report published earlier this year about cases of sexual abuse within the Portuguese Catholic Church. And so that is still very much in the news here and overshadowed a little bit the build-up to World Youth Day. But that is the reality, the two realities that are happening here in Portugal at the moment. It is believed the Pope will reference this, possibly meet with survivors, but we will wait and see.
And Colm, before I let you go, when does EWTN's coverage kick off? What can you tell us about that?
All of our coverage, it kicks off tomorrow, 1 p.m. Lisbon time, local time here in Lisbon. So please do check your local listings wherever you may be watching in the world to find out when it is broadcast in your area. And for more information, you can go to EWTN.com/WYD, which stands for World Youth Day. So check that out there and don't miss any of the coverage, Tracy.
Thank you so much, Colm. We'll talk to you soon.